What's going on, everybody? David here, back with another video. So we're going to talk a little bit about the questions that you guys have been asking in the comment section. So make sure you guys in the comment section ask me questions. Also like the video, subscribe to the video for more content like this. And we're just going to do some Q&A right now. So if you do have a question that I don't answer, make sure you put it in the comments and I'll try to answer it in a few days. Okay, so the first question here is, what type of glasses are you wearing? I have a lot of people asking what type of glasses I'm wearing. These are called knockaround glasses. And let me get up there, that's the logo right there. And I think they're knockarounds. Yeah, I think that's what they're called. I'll post it in the description. I'm not being sponsored by them or anything, but I'll post it in the description. So if you guys want to check them out. But yes, those are the glasses that I'm wearing. Another question here, who are you traveling with? I'm traveling with my family. So my mom, my dad, and my sister. I have another sister, but she couldn't make the trip. So we do this every other year. This is a tradition. We come to Kauai and have a good time. That's who I'm traveling with. Okay, next question. Why aren't you talking about the fourth stimulus check? So I've had multiple people ask me this question. I think Debbie was the last person that I saw asking this question as far as the stimulus check. Will we be getting another stimulus check, or why are you not talking about the fourth stimulus check? At the current time, there's nothing on the table for a fourth stimulus check. So we don't hear politicians talking a lot about it. So I don't want to keep talking about it and getting your hopes up if it's something that politicians have kind of left behind. So we'll have to just see what's going on. We know the American Families Plan, the second infrastructure bill, that's a possibility. You could have a fourth stimulus check in there, but I always tell people at the present time, there's nothing on the table. And in my opinion, it's highly unlikely for us to see another stimulus check. So just be prepared for that. Now, that doesn't mean that there won't be more stimulus. There will be more stimulus. We're looking at the child tax credit that will be starting next week. We're looking at some other things. They are focusing on different things to help Social Security, SSI, SSDI. So those things will still happen, let's hope. But as far as a fourth stimulus check, I think that is not going to happen at the present time. Okay, next question I've been asked is, how long will it take to pass these two infrastructure bills? So I've had a couple people ask me this question. So when it comes to the two infrastructure bills, and it looks like they want to at least get them approved at around the same time, and then get them signed off around the same time as well. So first infrastructure bill, we have the bipartisan group, the 5 Republicans, 5 Democratic senators. They've agreed upon this bill with the White House. So we'll have to see if they can move forward with that. And then we're talking about the American Families Plan. Now, this American Families Plan, they're talking about they want to go big on this. So we're talking trillions of dollars. And so if it's going to be trillions of dollars, that means there's going to be a lot of stuff in there. That means that it's going to take time for them to really hash out all the details. And so the way that I'm looking at things, I think August is probably a time where hopefully we'll see some movement, and hopefully we'll see them approve both bills by August. Now, if they don't do it by August, we're looking at a situation where September, they usually focus on the budget for 2022. So that's going to be something that we'll have to see. They might put everything together again, and we know that reconciliation is still an option. So we'll have to see exactly how they maneuver this. But I would say August is a good time for a lot of stuff to start happening. Now, I know that the House will be on recess in August, but they'll probably have to be called back. I don't see them having their full recess in August. So we're just gonna have to follow it. But I would say late August, we should see both infrastructure bills go through, and then they'll start talking about the budget in September. Okay, so the last comment that I want to talk about, and this was a really good comment, and I can't remember the gentleman's name. If I find the comment, I'll go ahead and post it here so you guys can see it. But he was talking about the analogy that I used when it came to going to a restaurant. And I tend to agree with him. Going to a restaurant, that might not be the best analogy. He had another analogy that he put forward, and he was talking about, let's say you get on a bus, and everyone gets on a bus, they pay a fare, they sit on that bus, and they all want to go to different places, right? And so the bus is only going to stop at certain places. It's not going to stop everywhere. And let's say the driver are the politicians, and those politicians want to drive off a cliff, which I don't think they want to drive off a cliff. I just think that we have politicians that will argue back and forth and try to split us. Because if you split the American people and you tell the American people you don't want to go here, you want to go here, then you're not going to have unity when it comes to getting something done. And what you'll have is you'll have part of the group want to go one place, and then the other part wants to go to another place, and then you don't go anywhere because the bus just stops because the bus doesn't know where to go, right? Or the bus will go to one destination, and once you get to that destination, then everybody says, well, I don't like that destination. And then we have a new administration come in, and guess what? The bus goes to the other direction, or they back up. So that's what we're looking at now. I like that analogy that he put forward because it does make sense when it comes to how politicians are and how they're talking and how we do have this big divide. I think one of the real things and real tragedy that we're looking at right now is our government will not move forward with anything because they're fighting against each other, and they're trying to get people, us, the American people, to fight against each other so nothing gets done. And it's amazing that we're in this situation, in this predicament, but we have to pay attention. And I think the main thing that I wanted to bring in that last video where I talked about this whole situation of we need to hold politicians accountable is just that. We need to hold them accountable. And if they're doing things like that, that's when we need to come together and really start voting some of these people out. I know it's not an easy thing to do. And I think one of the reasons why we're in such a predicament is because political parties are very powerful. They have money, they have influence, and they divide the country. And we saw this. We saw this in the Trump administration, I think, at its highest level, where you just had a big divide. You had people fighting against each other just on political beliefs alone, which is really crazy during a pandemic, which is even crazier, right? They politicized it. The whole situation of wearing a mask and all these different things that we saw come forward was ridiculous. And so I want to know more about what you guys think about this. So in the comment section, let me know what you think as far as how our political process is going and how government is working. Do you think it's working for the American people? Let me know down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one.